Welcome to the Wild Nutrition Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Heskett, and this is episode 42. This is another Unapologetic Friday. So if you don't know how this works, this is your first episode. One, welcome. This is going to be a unfiltered, uncensored, uncut. No editing goes into any of these Friday episodes. So I literally just record it, rip it, and then upload it. So this is me, just authentic. That being said, there's a lot of cursing. So if you're listening to this in the car with kids, maybe go to one of the Monday episodes where there's less. There's not none. They're all very explicit because I curse a lot, but there's less in those. So with that being said, I'm not sure what the fuck to call this Friday's episode that's witty and going to catch people's attention. So it's whatever the fuck I came up with after I was done recording this episode. But we're going to talk about confidence today and building confidence. So a lot of times having a lot of conversations right now with the giveaway that just happened. We have 3 winners for the giveaway. We have a bunch of new clients coming in because we give away like 10 second place prizes. So we have a bunch of people coming in and we're basically going to shut down taking on any new clients for a little while. So if you missed out, get on the wait list for May because we're going to need to shut things down for a couple weeks. With that being said, if I message you, I'm not sending you a DM about getting on a sales call. But that being said, let's get into it. So I set a timer for 15 minutes. I always go over, but fuck it. It keeps me really, really condensed. So building confidence. A lot of people I'm having conversations with, you want to lose weight, you want to do all these things, but it's because you want to build confidence in yourself. You don't want to avoid the pictures with your kids or your spouse. There's my dog in the background. Let's repeat that. So you don't want to avoid being in those pictures with your kids anymore. You don't want to avoid being in pictures with your spouse. You want to feel good when you go to the beach. You want to do these things and you want to love your body. And there's nothing wrong with having some extra weight. But if you're not confident, you don't feel good in your body, you don't feel like you're in control of your health, then we want to change that. That can be through weight loss. It doesn't have to be. But for the vast majority of people, we have a obesity epidemic in this country. And that's a major cause of so many preventable diseases that if you want to change your body, you want to do these things and you want to build confidence, the best way to do it for a lot of people is through weight loss. And that's going to come from building confidence and taking action first. A lot of people lack confidence. I did for a long time. So I'm going to walk you through some of the things I have done to build my own confidence, which I still struggle with to this day. So I'm not coming to you with like, here's the perfect way to go from like a beta to an alpha. I think that's what the Andrew Tate say all the time. This is my thing that I've built over time. It has worked for me. If you can take something from this, awesome. I'm not saying this is going to work exactly for you, but if you can take one thing away from this, then I've done my job. So hopefully this is helpful to you. So building confidence comes from getting a lot of wins, a lot of W's in your life, and not failing all the time and giving up. You're going to fail. That's going to happen. That is part of it. You want to start a business, you want to lose weight, you want to build muscle, you want to increase your strength, you want to do anything in life that is like big, scary, but like super awesome. You're going to fail because you don't have the skills to do it. A lot of times I like to think of like your whole fitness journey almost like an RPG game. And now, if anyone of you is like my wife, you're going to be like, what the fuck is that? But if you're like me and you're a massive nerd, you're going to be like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. So if you're not familiar with an RPG, you're going to have this character, role playing game. You have this character and you want to level it up and gain new skills over time. So when you start out, you kind of suck. So like Dungeons and Dragons, like you're not going to go, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons. I've played other games, but you're not going to go and try to like fight a dragon as a level 1, like you're going to die. Well, you want to level up through the journey and then you build up all these skills and other shit to be able to take on the final boss. It's less epic in our day-to-day lives, hence why a lot of people play these games, but it's kind of the same premise. Like you're going to start, you need to build up these skills. You're going to suck. It's going to be hard. it's going to be tedious and you're going to be in the grind. If you don't know what the grind is that's kind of where like you're leveling up your character so you can fight a boss that's way higher level right now. And you have to like level up to be able to do it. So it's kind of the same thing. You have to build these skills, which is what we do in phase one of our program is, hey, we need to build these foundational skills, or all these other things are just things you're doing. They're not actually habits. They're not skills. You're just kind of like doing them through sheer motivation and willpower. And those things give out. Tracking your macros through sheer motivation and willpower with this dream of losing weight is going to give out at some point. It has already for you. Like for a lot of people listening to this podcast, you could probably think back and it's already failed you time and time again. Motivation has come and it's gone, and it's come and it's gone. And you're like, why can't I stay motivated all the time? You're not supposed to be motivated all the time. You're supposed to be disciplined. You want to build discipline. That is what we do in phase one is we're trying to build that discipline of just like constant action, constantly building these things. But how does this build confidence? So if we can do small things and win these things all the time, every single day, then you're just getting all these W's in your life, as the kids say. I have no idea if it sounds cool coming from me or not. I don't give a fuck. But you're going to build up a lot of wins in your life. And we know, like, if you accomplish something, you feel good. Like, think of a time where you've done something and maybe it was a sports game, like you won championship or you just came in first place or something. You're like, oh, fuck yeah, that was awesome. You got a promotion you've been chasing for a while. You're like, fuck yeah, that was awesome. Like you feel great and your body rewards you with all these great feel good neurotransmitters. A lot of times there's a spike in testosterone and you feel great. It's like food tastes better. Colors are more colorful. There's rainbows and unicorns everywhere. Like awesome. But when you fail, you don't feel super motivated. You're like, fuck. And it's a lot of negative emotions. And you might be angry and that pushes you into that next month. And that can work for a while, but eventually that negativity takes its toll. So if you're that person, anger, sometimes like proving the man wrong works for some people. But if you're not there, you're not at your goal yet. Are you really that person? Or you're the person like you've done something and after like 4 months, like maybe month one, you were angry, but 4 months in now it's like, fuck, I suck. Like maybe this isn't for me. And you start having those thoughts and then you get a little less disciplined and then you kind of fall off completely. That's where if you set really lofty goals and you don't reach those goals, that's a problem. My coach said that for me, like, hey, maybe we should set a realistic goal for your business instead of this super lofty goal. I know you want to get there. And if we get there, that's fucking awesome. Like, chase it. However, that's your exceed expectation goal. Like, you can set those, but the expectation for the next 90 days is this, like weight loss goals. People are like, oh, I would love to lose like 20 pounds in the next like 90 days. Like, cool. Probably not going to happen. We can lose like 10 pounds. If 20 happens, awesome. But let's set a realistic goal. Let's set you up for success. So if you set a goal of losing 20 pounds and you lose 10, you're like, fuck, I only did halfway. But if you, or maybe you lose 15, but you still didn't hit your goal. Like you lost 15 pounds. But if you set a goal of, I'm going to lose 10, but I'm aiming for 20 and you lose 11, you're going to be like, fuck yeah, I actually beat my goal. Like I won in 20, but I knew that was like, that's next quarter. Like I'm going to lose another 10. Like next 90 days, I'm going to lose another 10, but fuck yeah, I'm going to keep going. Then you can see where that difference is. And even though it's silly, that subtle change in language of, hey, this is actually creating a win versus this is creating a loss. Like, yeah, maybe you go angry into the next month, but if you set another goal and you get another loss, then it's not built, even though you're making progress, but you're not hitting the goals you set. So you don't feel accomplished and you feel like you're just chasing something that's always just kind of moving a little bit further away from you, further away. Like you're never actually reaching it versus like, hey, I reached this goal. Like, cool, level up, next level. You see the RPG reference there. Level up. Let's go for the next thing. Cool. I reached that goal. Level up, and it becomes much more exciting, much more fun. And this person might be moving slower than the other person, but they're going to outlast that person who's like, I'm chasing these lofty goals, but over time they just get burnt out. All right. So that's one way to build confidence. Another way It's going to be really uncomfortable because it's stepping outside of your fucking comfort zone. You need to step outside your comfort zone. This is something that people do when they invest with us. But any big thing in your life, you're going to step outside your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is designed to keep you fucking comfortable. It's also the place where dreams go to die. You're not going to accomplish like your dreams inside the little fucking comfort zone. Like it's just not going to happen unless you've been able to like step outside your comfort zone so much that your comfort zone is like super uncomfortable for a lot of people. You This is something I battled for years. Like I'm super introverted, super insecure. I am not the most talkative person, uh, like not the most social person. I have a very low social battery. I was like super burnt out after Arizona. I'm burnt out after this week too with talking to a ton of people. So this weekend, you're going to see me kind of disappear on Sunday. So with that, like that was my comfort zone. And I never like really stepped out of that for a long, long time. And it just caused more anxiety because I would want these things, but like take no action. And finally I realized like, I'm not going to fucking die. Like the anxiety I was feeling, those thoughts, the worries, everything else, like the worst case scenarios that were popping up in my head, they didn't come true. Like they just didn't. So I just took action and I fumbled and I fucked up a lot and I did not get a lot of dates in high school. I'll say that. I was really awkward, but I pushed myself and finally like it builds up over time. It's not going to be a light switch for you. If you're struggling with your self-image, your self-confidence and all those things, it's not going to be a light switch. It is a slow and steady journey. And it's something that you're always going to have this little insignificant, insecure self in the back of your mind. That person of mine, the 14-year-old version of me, it's still in the back of my head. It's still there and still something I have to fight and I have to tell it to shut the fuck up all the time. Starting this podcast, I was super nervous. Well, what if people judge me? What if I like stumble? And guess what? I stumble all the fucking time. I have a fucking list slightly because I didn't pay attention. I thought speech therapy class was stupid. Turns out they had a point there. But there's a lot of things I was worried about with even starting this podcast, with getting on film on social media. What if the trolls come for me? What if this happens? What if I post this? And came down to like the mission I had. The thing I want to do with this company is so big that it's a disservice to not post, to not put this message out there, to not get out to people. And so many people now thank me for everything I do. They like my stuff. And even if they don't become a client, they're paying attention. They're rooting for this thing I'm building, PWC or our team, to be successful, to help other people. Like I'll say it's fucking weird when someone's like, oh, I listened to all your podcast episodes. I'm like, why? I'm a nobody. But apparently people like me for whatever reason, which is why I continue talking. So we got 3 minutes here. So comfort zone, step the fuck out of it. Dreams die in your comfort zone. However, dreams also aren't reality. So you're like, okay, I'm going to step outside my comfort zone. Now what? Like I'm chasing my dreams. Now what? And the only thing to bring your dreams into the real world, to make dreams reality, because dreams are just that, they're in your head. I can't see what your dreams are. You can tell me, but to make them a actual thing, whatever it is, weight loss, improved health, improved energy, a business, financial security and freedom, whatever it is, you have to take action. You have to actually take action and do something every single day to move forward. And that is every fucking day. Make it a non-negotiable. Make it something that you cannot skip out on each day. And you're just going to do this every single day. And this is something like listening to so many entrepreneurs, very successful business owners. A lot of them have these weird habits that are non-negotiables that they do every day. They're like, I know it's fucking weird, but guess what? It gets me in the right mindset and it makes me take action. It's like, oh, so what's the weird fucking thing you can do? What's maybe I like the gratitude journal and tell myself. So I put it on the back of my phone. It's like 3 phases to make myself like ask questions. So there's 3 things. It's what would a millionaire do? I want to become a millionaire. So what would a millionaire do? Like if I'm like fucking around my phone and then I close that, like, God damn it, it's in front of my fucking face. And I made it like bright ass, like hunter orange. So it sticks the fuck out. Then I ask myself a question like, how do you make this amount of money, which I'll change over time. But it's like, how do you make $1 million? Okay. So this is how you're going to make $1 million, not fucking around on TikTok for 2 hours. Okay. And then are you in alignment? Like, are the things I'm doing in alignment with what I want to build with my goals and everything? Is it? A lot of people get uncomfortable at this stage, especially like if I'm on the call with someone and I'm asking them goals and challenging them on their goals. And this isn't to like tell them or they're a bad person. It's like, no, like, let's make this hyper specific. Why the fuck is that important for you? Why do you want to build confidence? Well, why do you want to lose weight? Oh, you want to build confidence? Why? Okay, what is the fuck? You never had confidence growing up. You still don't now. There's a lot of things you want to do in this life, but you don't have the confidence to step outside your comfort zone and do it. Okay, we better go fucking do it. What's the one thing we can do to start? We can go to the gym. Where my confidence started turning around was the gym. When I started becoming a more confident person, it was when I started going to the gym. I remember at the beginning of the podcast where I talked about like creating constant wins. What can you do every single day or at least every single week? So you can go in and you can try to get stronger. You can try to push yourself, you can try to make yourself do something that you don't always want to do, but you're going to do it because you know it makes you feel good and you know it's going to get you closer to your goal. And you're not chasing it for weight loss. You're chasing it, you're doing the things to make yourself a better person. And when you realize weight loss is going to come as a byproduct of these actions you take all the time, you're going to be much more successful. The people who struggle with weight loss are just chasing weight loss. I'm doing these actions to lose weight. Technically, you are. But if you're, I'm just chasing weight loss, or I'm going to work out and do all and track my food to improve my health, improve myself as a person, improve my confidence. These are the things that are actually going to get you result. And by doing all these things, I will hit my goal of losing weight. And you see the mindset shift there. You see the difference. I'm going to take these actions. I'm going to do these actions all the time. So it's more motivating. You're more willing to be disciplined rather than like, I'm going to lose weight because what the fuck happens? I lost weight. I'm going to stop exercising now. How long is that weight going to stay off? How long are you going to stay confident and happy and energetic? Not very fucking long. 2 weeks for your cardio to like decrease by like 50%. 2 weeks of inaction. So not very fucking long. So you want to think of all these actions as building your confidence up, building you as that new person, that you 2.0 you want to become. And the gym for me is where that will start because every single week you can get a win. Like you can get stronger in one thing, like even if it's one more rep in the bicep curls, not necessarily even bench or squat, like bicep curls, one more rep. I beat last week. 5 more pounds. I beat last week. I did a hit and I was able to go longer. I was able to go faster. I was able to jump higher. I was able to throw farther. I was able to do this new skill I'm learning. Like it's just these small wins. And this is why you're seeing a lot of successful people who work out because it creates that confidence. It creates a system of winning. And then you want to go and do more because you're pushing your body into the uncomfortable area. You're stepping out of your comfort zone because you're pushing yourself on not necessarily a daily basis, but at least a weekly basis. So then it's not scary. You're like, well, if I can do this awful squat workout, I can talk to like 6 people a day for sales. If I can do this, I can go and do that. Like that's not that bad. So final thing I'm going to leave you with today is talking about the investment aspect of things and taking that plunge, the plunge into actually taking action. And sometimes that's investing in a coach or a mentor or something. Obviously, I'm a coach, so you have to invest in me. People are doing it right now. But if it's business, if it's something else, like you need a mentor. Maybe it's an apprenticeship for the skill you want to learn, whatever the fuck it is. You really want to do it, go get someone to help you with it. And it needs to be something that you value. And a lot of people don't value it enough or don't view the value in it. Hey, I don't think it's worth that much. Well, how much is, like, for example, health? Like, you can invest in me or and take care of your health now, or you can take care of your health later on. However, that's going to be like heart surgery and that's going to cost you like 80 grand. So, what do you want to do? You want to do this, which is much less than that, significantly less than that, or you can do that. But this now or that later. I can't think of a way to make this work. So a great thing someone told me was, when you're thinking about investing, again, this isn't a sales pitch for me. This is to help you like figure out clarity with what you want to do. If you want to become get a elk, like, I'll probably invest in a guide for my, like, if I go elk hunting or something, because they will help me. They know where they're at. So if I was going to sell you a Ferrari, like legit Ferrari for $10,000, you're like, oh, I can't afford a coach for $2,000. I was like, hey, I got this Ferrari. I'll sell it to you for $10,000. You're going to be like, fuck yes. I'm going to figure out how to get this $10,000 as best I can. Why? I just looked it up. They're like, cheapest used Ferrari goes for like $270,000. Like, that's what it sells for, $270,000. So you're like, you're going $10,000. I'll figure that fucking out. So you view the value of that Ferrari higher. Like, yeah, I'm going to get that, and I'm either going to keep it because I've always wanted a Ferrari, or a supercar, or I'm going to just sell that back and make a huge profit. So you view that thing as more valuable. Same thing goes whenever you're trying to like figure out your health. If your health is super important, starting a business is super important, investing into it is important. So you're going to have to spend money at some point, or time, invest. Like, you can go my route where you buy certifications and really learn and really dig into how to do it. You can invest in a mentor. Like, there's multiple ways. So it's not just like buy a coaching program. It's not that. You can invest and get a certification. Fuck yeah. Awesome. I'll give you some recommendations. But it's going to take time. So that being said, that's it for today. Building confidence my way was go to the gym. Get to the gym. That was the best thing I could do. Start doing workouts. Get outside your comfort zone. Start doing that on a daily and weekly basis, and then get disciplined. Do things that move you towards your goals in a wow, I blanked. Do things that are going to help you with your goals on a daily basis, moving you forward. Get crystal clear with your goals. And if you're not crystal clear with the goals, click down below, grab the SMART goal guide, and that will help you. That's down below. You can join the Facebook community where that's in, but there's also the guide right down there. So grab that. That will help you figure out how to set a SMART goal, and then you can build off everything you learned in this podcast from that SMART goal.